Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and welcome back to another Chillwave ASMR. Today's video is going to be very interesting, very otherworldly, perhaps extraterrestrial. Whether you believe, or you want to believe, or you don't believe, there's still a lot of interest and discourse and strange phenomena around alien encounters, whether it be sightings of unidentified objects or perhaps abduction stories or other close encounters. It's still something that is mysterious and really unproven, as some would say. It's an interesting area for me. I think it's such a bizarre and wild thing to think about. You can easily get lost thinking about our place in the cosmos, how perhaps insignificant we are on the grand scale of time and space. Either way, we're going to confront some of those things today. I hope you're enjoying 60 Days of ASMR. I want to say thank you for being here, for commenting, subscribing, liking, all of the good things that you're doing, but most importantly for watching the videos. I appreciate it. If you tuned in to last week's episode of this, we talked about spooky ghost encounters. This will be a similar format. Now, I actually have my own UFO experience. I was on a flight from the Bahamas to Toronto, and we were somewhere over Florida on the coast. I looked out the window and I could see what was a black cube that was kind of hovering in. It looked fixed in space. Of course, it's difficult to say because we were hurtling through space in an airplane, but nevertheless, I looked, and as I was trying to pull my phone up, it vanished. And I have no explanation for this. It could be, I don't know, a weather balloon. I don't know. I'm not saying, I'm just saying it was something. It was unusual. I can't explain it. Whether or not UFOs, aliens, these things exist, I don't know. There's this concept called the Fermi paradox, which is, I guess, addressing the contradiction between the overall likelihood of there being life in our universe, just given the vastness of it, the number of galaxies and planets and all of that, versus, and in contrast to, the actual evidence for it. Why haven't we been visited by another life form or group? And it's an interesting thing. If you want to hear more about that topic, check out this physicist named Brian Cox. He talks about that stuff, and I don't know, I find it interesting. So today we're going to be diving into a few different interesting alien encounters throughout history. Let's fire away. Okay, so classic flying saucer era stuff. So 1940s, 1950s, that's interesting. So the Roswell incident, 1947, a ranch foreman discovered strange debris in New Mexico. The military initially said it was a flying disc, then claimed it was a weather balloon. See? Weather balloon. Crazy. Witnesses reported seeing alien bodies, and the incident became the most famous UFO case in history. That's unbelievable. That's crazy. The Kenneth Arnold sighting, 1947. Pilot Kenneth Arnold saw 9 crescent-shaped objects flying near Mount Rainier at impossible speeds. His description was them moving like saucers skipping on water. Coined the term flying saucer. Oh, that's where that comes from. Interesting. That's fascinating. The Mantle incident, 1948. Air Force Captain Thomas Mantle died while chasing a UFO over Kentucky. His plane crashed after he reported pursuing a metallic object of tremendous size. The official explanation was that he chased the planet Venus. What? Oh, like that's what he saw. That seems unusual. I don't know if I buy that explanation. Okay, the Washington, D.C. UFO incident, 1952. Multiple radar operators at Washington National Airport tracked down objects for several nights. Fighter jets were scrambled, and the objects appeared to be responding intelligently to the aircraft's approach. Oh my goodness. I mean, that's crazy. Alright, we have the Flatwoods Monster. Okay, monster. I don't like that. Let's see what that's about. 1952. In West Virginia, witnesses reported a a red face and green body. After seeing a bright object crash, the being allegedly hissed and glided toward them before they fled in terror. Not interested in getting anywhere near that thing. I will say that. Well, I will say that. Okay, let's talk about international encounters at 1950s to 1960s. The Kelly Hopkinsville encounter 1955. A Kentucky family reported a small goblin-like being with large eyes and clawed hands attacking their farmhouse. Yo, that's like that movie Signs. Crazy. The siege lasted all night, with the creature seemingly bulletproof and glowing when shot. What? That's crazy. The Villas Boas abduction, 1957. Brazilian farmer Antonio Villas Boas claimed he was taken aboard a spacecraft and forced to have relations with a female alien. Okay, that's unusual. That's unusual. That's all I can really say about that. That's unexpected, at best, I would say. This was one of the first reported alien abduction cases with explicit details. Well, I don't think we need to hear more. I think we're good with what we heard. Okay, we got the Level Land UFO case in 1957. Multiple witnesses across Texas reported their car engines dying when approached by a bright egg-shaped object. Police and firefighters confirmed the reports from independent witnesses across a wide area. I've heard stuff like that before. I have heard about that. Okay, we have the Tehran UFO incident in 1976. Iranian Air Force jets pursued a bright object that jammed their instruments and weapon systems. Ground radar confirmed the object, and it reportedly released smaller objects that circled back to the main craft. That's wild. Okay, we have the Westall UFO encounter in 1966. Over 200 students and teachers at an Australian school witnessed a silver disc land in a nearby field. Government officials allegedly confiscated photos and told witnesses not to talk about the incident. Government cover-ups. That's crazy. And classic. Have you watched X-Files? It's a real thing. Well, I mean, maybe it's a real thing. I don't know. This is all alleged stuff, right? I don't know what to think about it. Okay, here we go. The abduction era begins 1960s. Betty and Barney Hill abduction, 1961, the first widely publicized alien abduction case. This couple reported being taken aboard a spacecraft examined by gray aliens and shown a star map. Their story was revealed through hypnotic regression. I mean, if they're being hypnotized and their stories are matching up, I mean, that's worrisome, isn't it? Gray aliens. Wild. Okay, the Pascagoula abduction, 1973. Charles Hickson and Calvin Parker claimed they were fishing when robot-like beings took them aboard a UFO. Hickson described being paralyzed and examined by creatures with crab-like claws. Terrifying. Terrifying. What I don't get is, I mean, all of these reports, they seem to describe different types of creatures. Some are like goblins, some are 10 feet tall, some are gray, some have claws. I don't know. It's hard to make any sense of that. Different species of aliens, I guess. I'm not sure. Okay, the Allagash abductions, 1976. 4 friends camping in Maine reported being taken by aliens after seeing a bright light. All 4 independently recalled similar experiences of medical examinations aboard a spacecraft. Not good. Not good. I do not consent to that. I want that known. Mark it in the record. That's kind of crazy, right? Okay, so we have the Travis Walton abduction, 1975. Logger Travis Walton disappeared for 5 days after his coworkers saw him struck by a beam of light from a UFO. He returned with memories of being aboard an alien craft and examined by gray beings. Okay, so they're doing a lot of medical exams. They're exploring us. That's interesting. Another gray one too. These gray aliens. Okay, the Buff Ledge Camp abduction, 1968. Yo, is everyone who gets abducted either camping or fishing? I guess I'm not going to be doing that this summer. It's crazy. Okay, the Buff alleged camp abduction in 1968. Two teenagers at a Vermont summer camp reported being taken aboard a UFO while other campers and counselors watched the craft hover over the lake for hours. I mean, when there are so many witnesses, how can we dispute this? It seems crazy. Oh, this will be good. Mass sightings and military encounters. So we got the Phoenix Lights in 1997. So that's very recent, actually. Thousands of people across Arizona witnessed a massive V-shaped craft with lights. The object was seen by pilots, police officers, and even the state governor, who initially mocked the reports but later admitted he couldn't explain what he saw. Classic. Okay, we have the Belgian UFO wave, 1989 to 1990. Over 13,000 people reported rectangular UFOs over Belgium. The Belgian Air Force tracked the objects on radar and scrambled F-16 fighters, but the UFOs outmaneuvered the jets with impossible acceleration. That's crazy. It's also scary because it seems like we are no match for them. Like, their technology seems way more advanced. And they can apparently pilot these things with a claw, like crab hands. I don't know. Do they have thumbs? This is my question. Okay. Alright, we have the Rendlesham Forest Incident 1980. U.S. military personnel at RAF Bentwaters reported a UFO landing in the forest. Deputy Base Commander Charles Holt recorded strange lights and radiation readings. Binary code allegedly received telepathically pointed to specific coordinates. Telepathically. Oh boy, that's an extra level. For sure. For sure. The USS Nimitz Tic Tac Incident, 2004. Navy pilots encountered white Tic Tac shaped objects that moved with impossible speed and agility. The Pentagon later released official footage confirming the objects were unidentified aerial phenomenon. UAP, the new UFO. Interesting. Okay, here we go. The Stephenville UFO sighting, 2008. Dozens of witnesses in Texas reported a massive, silent craft with bright lights. Radar data showed unknown objects in restricted airspace, and the military initially denied, then later admitted to having jets in the area. Guys, I don't know. When there are so many reports and literally so many witnesses, how can they deny these things? Tell us if it's real. We want to know. Or do we want to know? The implications are out of control. Okay, let's hear. Okay, international government cases. That's unique. The Bentwaters Rendlesham incident files, declassified British military of defense files, revealed extensive investigation into the Rendlesham incident, including witness testimonies from high-ranking military officers and unexplained radiation readings. Okay, there will be signs. There will be signs. The French Cometa report, 1999. That's very recent. A study by French military and intelligence officials concluded that UFOs represent a real phenomenon that may be of extraterrestrial origin. Okay, that's a step. That's a step. Citing multiple cases with credible witnesses. Okay, I mean, that's real. That's at least some kind of endorsement of the reality. Wild. Okay, the Brazilian Colares UFO wave, 1977. The Brazilian Air Force investigated reports of UFOs attacking people with light beams in Colares Island. Operation Saucer documented injuries and collected over 500 photographs and films. Yo, we want to see those. We want to see those. The Malmstrom Air Force Base incident, 1967. Former missile launch officers reported that UFOs disabled nuclear weapons at the Montana base. Multiple witnesses described objects hovering over the facility while missiles were offline. I mean, if they can just disable our defenses, that's wild too. That's very wild. The Soviet Union's Blue Folder. Declassified KGB documents revealed extensive UFO investigations, including an incident where a UFO allegedly disabled Soviet nuclear missiles, and other where witnesses reports alien beings emerging from a landed aircraft. What do we do with this? What do we do with all this? Honestly, this is crazy. These are like documents and stuff. Allegedly. I mean, don't take my word for it. What do I know? Okay, here we go. Crash retrievals and physical evidence. Now we're talking. We're getting some physical evidence. That's what we need. Here we go. The Kecksburg UFO incident in 1965. Witnesses in Pennsylvania reported an acorn-shaped object crashing in the woods. Military personnel allegedly recovered the object, and witnesses described hieroglyphic-like markings on its surface. That's weird. The Aztec UFO crash in 1948. Reported crash of a metallic disc in New Mexico with claims of recovered alien bodies. Though debunked by some, recent investigations have found new witness testimonies and government documents. That's crazy. I don't know that I would want to be, like, near one of these recovered bodies. Who knows what kind of, like, alien bacteria or, like, viruses or whatever they're carrying. It's a bit worrisome. That's what I'm worried about, really. It's crazy. Okay. Yeah, here we go. The Shag Harbor UFO incident, 1967. Multiple witnesses saw a large object crash into the waters off Nova Scotia. Official search and rescue operations found strange foam and evidence of underwater object that later disappeared. Okay. Those Canadian waters. Scary. The Trans-en-Provence case, 1981. A French farmer reported a UFO landing on his property. French government scientists found physical trace evidence including compressed soil and affected vegetation that couldn't be explained conventionally. It's just like crop circle stuff. Crazy. Okay, the Cache Landrum incident in 1980. 2 women and a child encountered a diamond-shaped UFO in Texas. Suffered severe radiation-like injuries. Military helicopters were seen escorting the object, leading to a lawsuit against the U.S. government. I mean, someone's got to be to blame for this stuff, right? I wonder how that case ended. It's kind of crazy. Hope they're okay. Okay, here we go. Modern military disclosures. Let's go, you guys. Let's go. What are they telling us? The Pentagon UAP videos. The U.S. military released 3 videos showing unidentified aerial phenomena exhibiting flight characteristics beyond known technology. The objects moved without visible propulsion and made impossible maneuvers. I mean, if they made them, I guess they're not impossible. That's what I have to say about that. Commander David Fravers' testimony. The Navy pilot described encountering a 40-foot white object that moved like nothing ever seen, dropping from 80,000 feet to sea level in seconds, then disappearing when he approached. Okay, that's extremely fast. That is worrisome. The Roosevelt Carrier Group encounters. Multiple Navy personnel reported daily UFO encounters off the East Coast from 2014 to 2015. Objects appeared on radar and then were witnessed visually, showing impossible flight patterns. So the thing that I saw looked kind of like maybe a cube, maybe like acornish. It's hard to say, it was pretty far away, but I'm not hearing anything about a cube. It wasn't like a perfect cube. It's hard to say. It was like a black object though. Very weird. I don't know what to say about it, to be honest. Okay, here we go. The Aguadilla UFO, 2013. U.S. Customs and Border Protection filmed an object entering and exiting water near Puerto Rico. The craft split into 2 objects and demonstrated trans-medium capabilities. What does that mean? Trans-medium? Oh, so it was able to move in the water and in the air. That is wild. Okay, the Gimbal and Go Fast videos. Military footage showing objects rotating in flight and moving against strong winds. The craft exhibited no visible means of propulsion and were tracked by multiple sensor systems. All I can say. It sounds pretty real to me. It sounds real. I mean, there's all these reports. I don't know, allegedly. Okay, historical ancient encounters. The 1561 Nuremberg UFO battle. Come on. Imagine that. A German broadsheet described a celestial battle with various shaped objects flying in the sky. Witnesses reported spheres, cylinders, and crosses engaged in aerial combat over the city. What? Cylinders, that's closer to what I saw, maybe. It's hard to say. 1566, Basel UFO event. Similar to Nuremberg, citizens of Basel, Switzerland, reported large black spheres. Okay, that's getting closer. Appearing in the sky and engaging in apparent combat, with some objects falling to Earth. What the heck? That's a long time ago, too. What is that? So does that mean there's like different groups that are fighting over Earth? That's crazy. Okay, the miracle of the Sun of Fatima, 1917. While officially a religious miracle, the described phenomena included a silver disc that spun, changed colors, and descended toward 70,000 witnesses, matching modern UFO descriptions. Yeah, I'd say that's the same thing. That's a miracle, though. That's interesting. Ancient astronaut cave paintings. Oh yeah, I've seen these. Crazy. Prehistoric art worldwide depicts humanoid figures with helmets, halos, or coming from craft-like objects, suggesting ancient UFO encounters that may have influenced early civilizations. Yeah, someone told me the pyramids were built by aliens. I don't know. I wasn't there. I can't comment on that. I wasn't there for that. It sounds wild to me. Okay. The Book of Ezekiel's Wheel. The biblical prophet's vision of wheels within wheels, with eyes around the rims and capable of moving in any direction, has been interpreted by some as an ancient UFO encounter. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, we go. Celebrity and notable witness encounters. Love this. Okay, we got President Jimmy Carter's UFO sighting. Before becoming president, Carter filed an official UFO report describing a bright object that changed colors and moved erratically in the Georgia sky. Yeah, I wonder about that. Astronaut Gordon Cooper's encounters. The Mercury astronaut reported multiple UFO sightings during his career, including objects that landed at Edwards Air Force Base and were filmed by his camera crew. I mean, he's got it on film. You know, someone needs to release this stuff so we know about it. We're always just hearing about reports. Or you see like a photo, it's like so pixelated. Like, come on. When was the last time you took a pixelated photo? No one does. Not with the phones that we have these days, right? How could it be? Jackie Gleason's alien bodies claim. The comedian allegedly was shown alien bodies at Homestead Air Force Base by President Nixon, an encounter that reportedly traumatized him and changed his worldview. It's hard to believe, like, why would Nixon show him this stuff? A comedian. Like, it's crazy. John Lennon had a UFO sighting. Interesting. The Beatles member reported seeing a UFO from his New York apartment in 1974, even mentioning it on an album liner note and in interviews. Wasn't he dabbling in some things that might have affected his perception? I don't know. I'm not saying. Maybe he did. I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm not questioning him. It is what it is. Actor Dan Aykroyd's multiple encounters. Love Dan Aykroyd. Ghostbusters, right? The Blues Brothers star has reported several UFO sightings and claims to have had telepathic contact with an alien being throughout his life. Okay. That's something. For sure, that's something. Alright, here we go. The home stretch. These are wild. You guys, this is a lot. This is overwhelming, but I like it. Close encounters of the third kind. Here we go. The aerial school encounter, 1994. 62 school children in Zimbabwe reported a UFO landing and alien beings communicating telepathically about environmental destruction. The children's drawings and testimonies were remarkably consistent. Okay, maybe they were trying to warn us, right? Okay, here we go. The Broadhaven Triangle, 1977. Multiple witnesses in Wales reported UFO landings and alien encounters. 14 children drew identical pictures of what they saw, and adults reported beings in silver suits. Okay, silver suits. Stylish. Okay, the Voronezh UFO landing, 1989. Soviet media reported a UFO landing in a Russian park with tall aliens emerging. similar small metallic beings appearing in the same Kentucky area, suggesting ongoing alien activity at this location. You know, goblins. That sounds terrible, guys. Goblins. No, that's very scary. Okay, the Virginia UFO crash, 1996. Brazilian firefighters and police allegedly recovered alien bodies after a UFO crash. Multiple witnesses described injured alien beings, and several officials reportedly died mysteriously after the incident. That's that bacteria I was talking about, or the viruses, right? We don't know. We don't know. How can we know? Ladies and gentlemen, this has been wild. If you feel comfortable, and if you have had an alien encounter, tell me about it. Post in the comments. I'd be curious. I shared mine with you. I don't know what it was. Maybe it wasn't an alien. Maybe it wasn't a UFO. I don't know. How can we know? But this is a fun thing to explore, and whether it's real or not, who knows? It is what it is. But I'm grateful you're here. So thank you so much for being here. Take care of yourself, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.